Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you listen to me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Madi Arman, Deputy Director for e-learning unit at the Center for Professional Development, IIUM. And I will be the moderator for today's session. To gain the barakah for today's event, let's start with the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatihah. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to our special webinar today. The topic for our webinar today is the future of education, flexible learning pathways for diverse needs. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our honorable speaker, Professor Datin Dr. Santhi Raghavan. Professor Datin Dr. Santhi Raghavan currently serves as the Vice President, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Learner Experiences and Technology at Open University Malaysia. Her extensive expertise spans several critical areas, including business studies, training management, organizational management, human resource management, and open and distant education. Academically, Professor Santhi holds a PhD in Training Management from University Putra Malaysia, Master in Educational Administration from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and Bachelor of Science Agribusiness with honors from University Putra Malaysia. She has been widely recognized for her contributions, including being named the Malaysian Indian Woman Icon by MyWebs in 2025, and receiving the Haji Taslim Award in 2024. She also served as a visiting professor to the Arab Open University, Kuwait in 2024. Her influence extends broadly across the Malaysian higher education landscape. She is a council member for the Malaysian Qualification Agency, MQA, serving multiple terms from 2011 until 2025, and a council member for the Council of Student Affairs for private higher education institutions under the Ministry of Higher Education, where she heads the steering committee for entrepreneurship, career, industry, collaboration, and alumni from 2025 to 2027. Furthermore, she acts as an external advisor for online and distant learning, ODL, for institutions like Health University and Asia E-University. Her global engagement is evident through her role as judge for the QS Quacquarelli Simons Reimagine Education Awards in 2023. Professor Santhi's commitment to advancing knowledge is reflected in her extensive list of publications, including numerous books, articles, and peer-reviewed journal papers, often focusing on crucial topics like learner attrition and retention in ODL, human capital development, and accessible education. She has also led and co-led significant research projects with international and national grants, including studies on AI-powered academic writing feedback, modeling the future of open universities, and micro-credentials for competency development. Beyond her academic and administrative roles, Professor Santhi is deeply committed to social betterment. She has served as a motivational speaker at Kajang Women's Prison since 2005, addressing topics on career, education, and lifelong learning for inmates. She also provides career and academic guidance to school-going children from deprived homes through organizations like Child and Sri Murugan Center. Her community involvement further includes being a founder and auditor for Indian Graduate Association, of University Putra Malaysia and organizing medical camps and food donations for the destitute. With her profound expertise, extensive leadership experience, and unwavering dedication to education and community service, we are incredibly fortunate to have her with us today. We have a small request. If everyone could please switch on your webcams, it would help to make today's session more engaging and interactive. All right, so without further ado, I would like to invite our honorable speaker, Professor Datin Dr. Santhi Raghavan, to deliver her talk. Prof. Datin, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Malik. I didn't expect the introduction just now. Thank you. All right. Am I coming loud and clear?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yes, we can hear you, Prof.
Can you hear me, Dr. Malik?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, but everyone else can hear?
Yes, we can hear you, Prof.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Good
you.
morning,
Thank you.
Doctor. We
Okay,
can
that-
hear you.
Great. Thank you. Right. Can I have the slide number 1, please? Dr. Malik, you will be handling my slides for me?
Yeah, I will be handling that.
Thank you. Now, I'm actually away from the office. I came on a program to Ipoh. So I'm actually doing this from the hotel, and I was afraid that the Wi-Fi could cause problems. And I've asked for Dr. Malik to help me with the presentation of the slides. So can we have it on the presentation mode, Dr. Malik?
Presentation mode, all right.
Yes. Thank you. Is that how it looks?
I'm not sure how it looks on your end.
I think you can click on the swap display, top right, top left, sorry.
Top left.
Top left, the swap display.
So
Because at the moment, it's coming out with little bits and pieces at the bottom as well.
So display, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Is that okay?
Perfect. Yes. I think
Okay.
this is good. Is this good, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Yes.
This is good, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay.
Yes, good.
Good morning, everyone, and salam from Open University in Malaysia. It's actually a privilege to be invited by IIUM to present this topic for all of you. I hope your 2 hours with me will be useful, and I really hope that I'm able to share whatever I know about flexible learning pathway to all of you from IIUM. Now, the title that was given to me was this: The Future of Education, Flexible Learning Pathways for Diverse Needs. Now, in order for us to understand the future, we need to understand the present as well as the past. So I will bring you on a journey, my journey of 25 years with Open University Malaysia, and my journey of 25 years with ODL, Open and Distance Learning. Now, when I graduated with a degree, with an honors degree, I worked with a bank. And while I was at the bank, I was doing my postgraduate diploma in education, and I was doing my master's, and I was doing my PhD. And my professors from the university felt that I was in the wrong industry. They felt that I should join a university so that I'm able to share my work on my research at the university. And they looked for a job for me. I did not apply for Open University Malaysia. My professors, I had a committee of 3 supervisors. They were having one foot in Meteor, the founding company of Open University Malaysia. I'll share this with you in a short while. And they sort of like, I had 3 supervisors. Everyone told me I was crazy to have 3 supervisors. I had a main supervisor and I had a co-supervisor for my PhD. Everyone had one and they had headaches. I had three. But I tell you, I had the most wonderful time with them. And they recommended my name to Open University Malaysia. And one day I got a call asking me to be a tutor. The call was at 5 p.m. I was in my PhD class. I was a part-time student in University Putra. Around 5 o'clock in the evening, still having my lectures, received a call from OUM asking me to be a tutor 8 a.m. the next day. I didn't have any modules in my hand. I did not have any notes. Called up my husband. He was somewhere in Kuala Lumpur. Told him to drop by the how should I say, the mini campus that OUM had to pick up my module and bring it home. And the whole night I read the module. There were probably about 200 pages. I wasn't sure how the class was going to be the next day. I just knew that the class was for 3 hours. So I read almost a 200-page module, prepared my slides, and went for classes 8 a.m. August 4th. It was a Saturday in 2001. That is how my life started with ODL. 2 months along the road, I received another call to join OUM as a permanent staff. I went for an interview, and the late Vice Chancellor of Open University, he's no longer with us, a grand old man. The interview was almost over, and I knew positively that I was getting the job. But of course, we want to know when we could join the university. And when I asked the late Tan Sri Abdullah Ahmad Sanusi, he told me, I asked him, Tan Sri, when would you like me to join you? He said, yesterday. And I knew I was at the right organization at the right time. And 25 years have gone so quickly. And here I am with you today. So that's a little bit of my past that I wish to share with all of you, because I feel that you need to know from where I came in order for me to share with you what I know. So I'm not a lecturer from day one. I'm actually from the industry, the banking industry. Okay, now let's get into the sharing session proper. Yeah. So the future of education, flexible learning pathways for diverse needs. Next slide, Doctor. Now, to those of you who are Malaysians, you will know the cartoonists who drew this. But those of you who are not, highly encouraged to read the comics of Lat, L-A-T, Lat. Now, Lat comes from my state of Perak. He is actually a national heritage for Malaysia. And we were lucky a couple of years ago, probably about, I would say about 10, maybe 10 years ago, not a couple of years, about 10 years ago, Open University in Malaysia used the expertise of LAT to assist us with material for the English program that we were introducing. And this was a cartoon of the many that he produced for OUM. He produced this for the program, and I thought it would be the best thing for me to share with all of you today. Now, this is the classroom scenario we all would love, where we have our teacher in front, and it's a fun class. We learn, we laugh, we can touch each other, we can nudge, we can push, we can smile, we can learn with our classmates, but it's not the same anymore. Perhaps in IIUM, you still have a lot of this going, but definitely not in OUM. We have, I think when COVID came, we sort of like stopped face-to-face classes, especially for 95% of our programs, and we went fully online. But I will speak to you about that a little bit later. But of course, this is the classroom scenario we all love. This is the classroom scenario that I had from the day I went to school in Standard 1 until the day I left with a PhD. This was what was offered, this was what I inhaled, and this is what I knew. But along the way, I found out so many things that I'm privileged to share with all of you today. Next slide, please. Now, this is the outcome that was shared by Dr. Malik to me. So I tried to do my best to make sure that you will be able to, number one, understand the foundational principles of flexible learning pathways and their role in modern education. We will start with the flexible learning pathway and slowly move on to modern education. Outcome number two, identify successful strategies. From OUM, I'll be sharing with you real strategies that can be adapted to support a variety of learner profile, probably in IIUM or your faculties. 3, explore institutional frameworks. Again, I'll be sharing with you the real deal that facilitates flexibility while maintaining academic integrity and learner support. Now, you know, in the world of modern learning, there is so much to say about the lack of integrity, but I can safely say that we have put in quite a lot of work to maintain academic integrity. We even have our Whistleblower Act, our whistleblower platforms, and so on to actually assist us to make sure that we are able to facilitate flexibility in our processes and procedures. Number 4, consider how flexible models can be applied across faculties and departments to increase student engagement and retention. Now, talking about retention, you know OUM is actually an ODL university. Now, if you read researches done by other ODL universities in the world, you will find that the retention has always been around 60%, 60. Most open universities in the world are government-owned, meaning they have the support of the government, but not OUM. We are a private university, but I'll share with you where we have the elements of government in a short while, yeah? But what I like to say is retention is a big thing for us. It may not be a big thing for government universities or conventional universities like all of you, like yours, but for us, it's a big thing because we cannot survive with 60% retention. Now, currently, our retention rate is 88%. The highest in this region. I'm not so sure if I compare it with the universities in the world, but we are 88%, and I have been given the task by the board of directors to make it 98% this year. So can you imagine from 88 to 98%? I don't know whether conventional universities have 98% retention, but this is the target that was given to me for this year. We'll see how it goes. And the 5th one, reflect on the strategic implications of adopting flexible learning for future-ready education planning. Now, for number 5, I'll be speaking about AI. So that will be done towards the end of the slides. Now, these are the 5. Now, I'm aging. I can take questions, but I would like to perhaps stop here and there for me to take questions from all of you, because I don't want it to be a one-way traffic where I speak and you listen. I would really like if you could ask me questions. The only snag is if you ask me questions that I'm going to touch on later in the slide. I have about 140 slides. 140 slides. So you might be asking on things that I might be touching in slide 60 or 70 or 80. So I don't want to jump the gun, but perhaps as I finish one of the objective, the outcome, probably I'll open up for questions. Next slide, please. Just give me 1 minute. Let me just do the okay here. Okay, let's look at the learning outcome number 1. Understand the foundational principles of flexible learning pathway and their role in modern education. Now, let's understand what flexible learning pathway is all about. Flexibility, learning pathway. It means the journey on how learning is achieved here. Now, whatever pathway that the university or the faculty would like to plan for your learners, it must be able to fit the students' lives. Now, in most cases, we always say that we are student-centered, but I have been to so many universities doing audits for MQA. I have done so many visits for the Ministry of Higher Education. No, the programs and also the pathway, they are not designed to fit the learners. They are designed to fit the institution. Now, if you're talking about flexible learning pathway, you always must put the student first. Find out how your students differ, and you start planning to fit the difference. Don't put all the students in one basket and assume that all of them has the same needs. No, they don't. In OUM, our students come in all sizes, all ages, all colors, all sorts, all kinds of background, from a burger seller to a CEO, from a housewife to a politician. We have a few Menteri Besars who have been our students. The Menteri Besar of this state of Perak was previously our student, our bachelor student. So I can name you so many who have actually come to OUM and graduated from OUM. Now, how do I fit a housewife into my program? And how do I fit a busy politician in my program? Lots of difference. How do I fit an 18-year-old boy and a 90-year-old man in the same class? That is what we have in OUM. And I believe from now on, or perhaps you already have, this sort of diversification in your classroom or in your university. We have in our classes, as I said, someone as young as 18 and as old as 90, not 19, but 90. So how do you cater for this diversified need? Number 1, you have to fit into their lives. To me, that is my number 1 mantra. I always tell my staffs, we have, a couple of hundred staffs with us. I always tell them, what you are doing now, does it fit into the students' lives? If yes, go ahead. If no, then you find out other ways, other methods, other techniques, other strategies. Now, number 2, accessibility. Now, we have to, when you talk about flexibility, you are talking about increasing accessibility. There is just not one way, multiple modes. One person may choose this mode, another person may choose another mode, another student will choose all modes. I have students who do PhD with me. They work on shifts. My classes are always at night because I have to cater for my students from Canada, from Korea, and so on. And I have students in Malaysia who work on shifts. I have doctors doing their PhDs with me. They are doing their PhDs in business administration, yeah? These are doctors, medical doctors, doing PhD in business administration with me. Why? They are medical doctors, yes. They know how to administer medicines, yes. But they don't know how to do a budget. They don't know how to handle their human resource. They are not able to lead their institution. And there are so many things that they're not able to do. So they do a PhD in business administration from me. But when they attend my classes at night, they are on shift. So they are in and out of my classroom, in and out of my online classroom. How do I cater? I do a recording of what's happening and I upload it within 2 hours of my class. And these recordings can be watched over and over and over again. And I have my forums online. The student is able to contact anyone at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, asking, I don't understand slide 5. Can somebody explain? Before I am able to explain the next day, someone has replied to that query. A coursemate, the AI assistant, or me, because I sleep late at night. So even at 3 in the morning, when somebody puts in a question, I am able to answer. Now, my question, if your faculty or your university is able to increase all these options for accessibility for the diversified learners, how do you think your staff can take it? Do you think your staff is able to understand the need of the student? Because you see, when OUM started, our lecturers came from everywhere. They came from USM, UKM, UPM, Unimas, you name it. They came from everywhere. And I came from the bank. We came to OUM not knowing what we were getting ourselves into. We knew it was an open and distance learning university, but we didn't understand what open and learning was all about. We have never been exposed to ODL. All we knew was conventional learning, where we grab our bags, our notes, we go for classes, we park our cars, we attend lectures, we have nice tea, we come back, we study at home. But this is a totally a different ballgame. So accessibility is very important, but at the same time, you have to train your in-house lecturers and administrative staffs to also think like you. That flexibility means not only on the student, but also from the provider of the education. Now, the third, if you can see, is affordable. When you talk about flexibility, you cannot peg your programs very expensive, because when you talk about flexibility, you are actually providing them options to learn this way and that way. And some students don't want to attend classes because classroom teaching is more expensive than online teaching. Yes, in OUM, we have a different fee for those who are coming online, which is so much cheaper, and those who are actually attending classes face-to-face with us. All right. Now, okay, affordability. When it comes to affordability, how you peg the fees for your program is another big challenge. At this point in time, I can tell you the 400 universities, college universities that we have in Malaysia, they are all into flexible learning. And it is a challenge to actually peg your program too high, too low. There's a lot of number crunching that comes into the picture. But end of the day, when students do their shopping, which university to attend, to register to, price is always number one. The pricing is always number one. The cost is always number one. I have done so many researches on ODL, and cost is always the reason, the deterrent why student may not want to continue with the program. Now, the next is various opportunities for learning outside of traditional classroom. As I said just now, there must be so many methods for the student to participate in learning. F2F is face-to-face classes. You actually attend classes, you meet your guru or your lecturer, your professor, and you have a class with them. Then you have the blended learning. The blended learning is where there is a mix of face-to-face, there is a mix of self-instructed learning where you hold the notes, you hold the book, you hold the module, and you read yourself. And then the third method would be the online learning where there is a platform for you to learn online with your classmates. Your classmates will come online, your classmates will leave, your lecturer will come online. You can do wonders. You can have exercises online. Oh, we go to town with our online classes, yeah? And then you have the modular. I'm sure you may have heard about MBA being offered as a modular program. My take on it, this is not working very well. I have been to so many meetings with the MOHE. The feedback that I get when it comes to modular MBA, it's not working that well. You know, we wanted to try it, but we didn't. But I suppose I'm glad we didn't at all. Yeah, we are fine with our blended learning and our online learning. Of course, we have the micro credentials. Now, it's difficult for me to talk about micro credentials here today because I only have 2 hours with you, and micro credential takes a long time to understand, to digest, and to plan on how you want to offer micro-credentials. But what micro-credentials basically mean is these are, for example, a 3-credit course that is broken up or chunked into little courses for just about anybody to register and to upskill themselves or upgrade themselves. Now, micro-credentials can come in 2 forms, either without credits or with credits. Now, if it's without credit, then as I said, it's for upskilling, upgrading of your knowledge, and it stops there. It's terminal. You are registering for micro-credential because you want some knowledge out of it. That's it. Terminal, done. That's it, zip. And then you take more micro-credentials, you take more micro-credentials, and you collect badges. So when you are looking for a new job or you want to indulge in something new, these badges that you gained from micro-credential actually helps to tell your employer what are the educational journeys that you have actually pursued. But again, as I said, these could be non-credit bearing micro-credentials. They are only for ilmu, yeah? Only for wisdom, and it stops there. Then we have the other micro-credentials, which is attached to credits, either 1 credit or 1.5 credits, or whether it's 2 credits. And these micro-credentials, which has credit bearing, can be used for credit transfers, for APL or RPL, recognition of prior learning. So micro-credentials take some time. If you go to Google Scholar, you type my name, I believe you can probably see about 1 or 2 of my papers on micro-credential, which was selected by one of the Scopus journal to be printed. I don't know whether they've printed it or not, but I have done some work on micro-credential. I also managed to get a grant from MCMC, the Ministry of Multimedia and Communication, to do a research on micro-credentials. Now, RPL is recognition of prior learning. All right, recognition of prior learning is a term used in New Zealand and Australia and that part of the world, RPL, recognition of prior learning. But in Malaysia, we are using it as APL, which I will be covering it later. Some call it APEL, some call it APEL. Well, you can call it anything, but it is termed as APEL, Accreditation of Prior Experiential Learning, APEL. We are the first APEL center in Malaysia. Let me just share that with you. I believe now probably there's about 15, 20 of them around, yeah? But we started it first, and NQA learned from OUM, and then MQA, did some adjustments to it, and now they have made APEL as NQA's national testing center. Okay, now personalizations using technology, yes, because of the diversified learners that we have. When we do flexible learning pathways, you will find that there is a need for us to use technology to personalize all our teaching so that they are able to learn in their own way. Okay, and then the other one is on adaptable experiences. Yes, you must allow the flexibility of our students to bring their world of knowledge from outside, from their workplace to the classroom, and allow them to bring terminologies and concepts from the classroom back to their workplace. You see, when I was a student, I remember entering the university blindly. I applied for something else and I received another program. But because, in poverty, they say beggars cannot be choosers. So when I was offered a program, I just took it. I told myself, God is great. God has given me a program. At least God has given me a program after my Form 5, my SPM, to enter university when everyone had to do their Form 6, their STPM, multiple times before entering the university. I told myself I'm blessed. After my SPM, I'm able to enter the university. I'm going whatever program it is going to be. I will adapt myself. So I went into a program not knowing what it was all about. Okay? But now, the kind of students who come to our doors, they come with expectations. They come with experiences. They come with all sorts of experiences. Now, what we are doing in the classroom, we must be able to adapt it to the kind of experiences that they bring into the class. Now, if it's a young boy of 18 years old who may not have any experience at all, it doesn't matter. But we must allow the seniors in the classroom to share what they know on the topic that is being shared that particular day. Classroom experiences must be shared between the lecturer and the learner. And that is where the richness of experiences come, yeah? Now, I have observed my tutors teaching in class as in face-to-face class, and I have had students who put up their hand and say, "Ma'am, that is no longer in use now." These are for the IT classes. I have gone for observation. Normally, I travel all over the country to observe some of our face-to-face classes. And this is what happens in the classroom. I sit at the back. The tutor doesn't know who I am. The students don't know who I am because, as I said, classroom attendance is, in OUM, it's not compulsory, except for certain programs here, like nursing, and so on. It's compulsory. Education is compulsory. But for other programs, attendance is not compulsory at all. So when I attend a face-to-face class, I sit at the back of the class with a module in my hand. The tutor doesn't know who I am. I sometimes find the student getting up and going in front and teaching the class, taking over the class. I am not meaning this in a negative way. I'm looking at it in such a positive way. The student can go to the front and take over teaching at least for 10 or 15 minutes. And for this, the tutor has to be supportive. Now, this is a kind of mindset change that we actually have to indulge. most of us, we feel challenged if our students question us otherwise. Not when it comes to flexible learning pathway. When you talk about flexible learning pathway, learning is both sides. And the next one will be assessment techniques are varied, diverse assessment formats. Yes, please. Not one assessment technique fits all. Doesn't work that way. I sometimes find it so difficult to digest when colleges submit their table 4 to MQA for program accreditation, and I find that the assessment techniques are not varied at all. One single technique to serve everyone. No, we have slow learners in class. We have intelligent with high IQs. We have all sorts. We have young, we have old, we have foreigners, we have the locals. Assessment techniques must be varied. Next, please. At the rate I'm going, Dr. Malik, I hope to finish my 140 slides in 2 hours. Okay, before I go to number 2, can I just take one question for number 1? This is learning outcome number 2. Can I take one question from anyone? Do not type. If possible, just ask me the question. Number 1 was about understanding the foundational principles of flexible learning path and their role in modern education. I think I have spoken about flexibility in terms of learning path. Any questions?
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
If there's none,
There is one question.
okay, go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you, Prof, for coming and for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. I want to ask about the OUM.
Yes.
And based on your experience so far, how do you think people perceive the university? For example, me, every time I heard about Open University, what comes to my mind is people that cannot find themselves in the mainstream university. So that is what comes to my mind. So I want to see,
understand.
to what extent can we introduce this kind of university to maybe our children, for example, 25 years, 20 years is just same. Do you see the same, or in the future, do you think it's going to be a mainstream university is the same? And why do we have to put the word open? Or do you see open to be the future? That everybody's going to join open in the future, or open is coming back to us? So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. The answer to your question, Sahid, will be from number 2 onwards. Can you see number 2? Identify successful strategies from OUM that can be adapted to support a variety of learner profile. Let me just go through these slides now. And at the end of learning outcome number 2, I will answer Sahid's question. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay, great. Now, Mira, can I take the question later? I'm just in slide 5. I have 138 slides. Let me just go through my slides. I'm so afraid that I'm not able to complete this. You see, I have so much of experience that I like to share with all of you about ODL. So I just felt that if I don't speak about the past, then you will not be able to understand when I talk about the future. Okay. Okay, let's look at number 2. Identify successful strategies from OUM that can be adapted to support a variety of learner profiles. Now, as I said just now, our students can be as young as 18 and as old as 90, from housewives to politicians to burger sellers to CEOs. We have all walks, yeah? Now, let's look at this one by one. Our strategies has to be successful because it needs to support all kinds of learners. Now, these learners, they have work and they have family commitment. Even the ones as young as 18 years old, you find them actually working. Now, let me share something. Probably what I'm about to answer may answer Sahid's question about OUM and whether it is sort of like a second chance university, as how I think I heard. Something like a second chance, you know. I'm not able to go to University Malaya, I'm not able to go to UKM. So OUM could be my substitute university. Yes, probably that was what we were in the early days, in the year 2000, but not anymore. Yeah, I can safely say that we no longer cater as a second option for students. Maybe 23 years ago, but no longer, yeah? Now, learners have work or family commitment. Let me just share with you this. Now, a couple of years ago, when I went through the applicants to OUM, I really like to see what sort of students we are getting. There was this two students who just finished their SPM and they had 10 A's. They had 10 A's and they were applying to OUM. This was a few years back, I think probably about 5 years ago. Let me just share that with you, yeah? Now, 5 years ago, looking at their results, I was shocked because with 10 A's, you can go to any Ivy League university in the world and with a scholarship, or you can go to any government universities in Malaysia with a scholarship. Now, why were these two applying to OUM? So I called them, I called and I asked, why are you applying to OUM? You can apply to any, because it is also my duty as an educator to put them at the right place, on the right track. And they told me, Prof, I want to work and study. I don't want to go to any of these other universities because I won't be able to work. It's a full-time program. I won't be able to work, but no, I want to have money now. I have this what did he say? The inclination to work. I want to work and I want to study. So the only university that can cater for my need is Open University Malaysia. I had two students 5 years ago saying that to me. I no longer check. 5 years ago, I checked and I found 10 A's joining OUM because they wanted to work and study at the same time. I don't know whether it is because of family commitment that they have to work or just because they wanted to manage their lives themselves. And number 2, learners are in remote locations. Yes, our learners in Sabah and Sarawak, when we had classes, you see, we have blended classes, yeah? We have online classes and we have face-to-face classes. Now, for the face-to-face classes, especially for the education programs where students were sponsored by the Ministry of Education, the students in Sabah and Sarawak, in one part of Sabah, they have to travel 7 hours before they are able to attend our classes. 4 hours of boat ride and 3 hours of four-wheel drive. This is in Sabah. I know because I travel, I see my students there, and during exams, back then, I used to monitor how examinations are being conducted. And students travel 7 hours to reach our shores. That's Sabah and Sarawak. Now, we also have students in the prisons. I have 120 prisoners who are doing diploma, degree, master's and PhD in the prison with us. How is it that our strategies has been so good, so successful that we are able to reach the unreachable? I'm sure you would have read the newspaper. The first PhD graduate who is an inmate is from Open University Malaysia. He received his PhD in business administration during our convocation last month. He completed it last year, but the ceremony was held this month. And he's my student, my PhD student. And I've been teaching him since his degree days. I taught him when he was doing his degree, when he was doing his MBA, and then I taught him when he was doing his PhD. He has been in prison since the age of 16. And after completing the PhD from OUM, he is in for lifetime imprisonment for murder. I'm sure you would have read about it. If before his convocation, I don't speak much about it, but he has had his convocation. It's all out there in the newspaper. He is in for lifetime sentence. And just because he completed his PhD while in prison, the Sultan of Selangor gave him pardon. Pardon him. And he's out. He got married on the 12th of April and he is happy in Sabah now. So these are successful stories of OUM. Now, our strategies must have been good, that we are able to reach the unreachables. Now, learners require improved learning outcomes. Yes, back then, I remember when I was in the university, I went without knowing what I was there for. Okay? And whatever the university gave was accepted, without questions asked. But now we no longer have students like that. We have students who come to us and tell us, can we actually have these sorts of outcomes? Can this program be, altered a little bit more so that they are able to, provide us these sort of outcomes? That is why we have the alumni in program development in OUM. We have alumni coming to us and telling us what are the changes that they like to see in our modules, in our courses. I don't know whether you have it. I'm sure you have it. I think it's a requirement by MQA, but we surely have our alumni coming back to us and telling us how to further improve our work, our courses. Now, learners want reduce barriers to learning. My God, they have so many barriers to learning. And barriers means they will not be able to graduate on time. And you know very well, the postgraduate learners in Malaysia, they have a GOT of only 17%. Sorry, not postgraduate, doctoral students. Doctoral candidates, they only have a 17% GOT in Malaysia. That means only 17% of doctoral students graduate on time. What's happening to the other 83%? There are barriers and they're not able to pursue as quick as they want to. Learners want to prepare for their future, yes. When students come from a various background, they are actually preparing for their future, okay? Now, learners need self-paced learning. Yes, you cannot force them to learn from 9 to 5. Some like to read at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I was a night person. I loved when I had night classes in my university. I hated my 8 a.m. classes. Really, really hated them. I used to miss them. And I used to get my roommate to get the notes and I'll go and photocopy her notes. I'm sure most of you used to do that too for your 8 a.m. classes. Same here. But my night classes, oh, I love them because I'm a night person. I study at night. I'm not a morning person. I like to have my naps and I like to go late for classes. I love my night classes. So learners need self-paced learning. They know how they study and they want learning to take place at their pace. So how are we as a university catering for these needs? Number one, progress through the curriculum at own speed. You have the curriculum. Some would want to do it this way. Some would want to do it the other way. Some would want to do in some other way. As a university, we have to cater for all these needs for their self-paced learning, not to our self-paced teaching. This is the future. If you are steadfast on only thinking about the way you want to teach, the way you want to do it, no, it doesn't work that way. Whatever we do now, it has to be for the student, how they would like to have it done, how they would want it. Okay, the next one, completing topics or modules and assessments as they are ready. Let me share with you, there's a open university in India called the Indira Gandhi National Open University. Indira Gandhi National Open University, IGNU. And IGNU as a open university has many open universities that they manage. OUM is different. We only have Open University Malaysia. We don't have any other universities that we manage. But Indira Gandhi National Open University, as well as Open University China, OU China in Beijing, they have so many open universities beneath them that they manage. You know, registration is every day. And do you know convocation is every day? This is how other countries are moving forward. And how are we? What are we doing? See, every day is a registration day. Every day is convocation day. Think about it, and you know what I'm talking about, yeah? Can I go to the next slide, please? Dr. Malay, I think probably we need another 2 more hours on another day, lah.
Something to
I'll try
consider.
to
Yeah.
speed up. I'll try to speed up, yeah? Okay, why learners choose OUM? Now look at the photograph first, on the left and on the right. Now on the left, that's the father sitting down, and those are his boys. These are our students, yeah? The father, he's doing a bachelor. He was doing, they've all graduated. He was doing a bachelor in IT, I don't know what, I forgot. Bachelor in IT. And the boys at the back, his sons, they were doing diploma and they were doing degrees, but they were all in the same faculty doing different programs in IT. They were doing IT networking. They were doing multimedia something. I forgot. And one was doing IT with management. It was a double degree. And if you look at the photograph on the right, you will find husband and wives. These are the husband and wife teams that we have. Husband and wives coming together. You know, in my PhD, I have a mom. I have the husband who's doing engineering, but he pops over to my class all the time. The mother is doing a PhD in BA, in business admin. The husband is doing engineering and PhD in engineering. The daughter is doing PhD BA with me. And the uncle is doing another PhD, but joins me for classes off and on. Because in my class, we do a lot of discussion. So Open University Malaysia actually caters for families. Now, let's look why learners choose OUM. This was actually a research that I did some years back, yeah? Now, number one, they come for professional advancement. No one can deny that people who choose OUM, they come because they want to make themselves more professional than what they were before. That's number one. And number two, I'm so happy to say they actually come because they have cognitive interest. They are here because they want ilmu. They are here because they want wisdom. They want to be educated. That's number two. Number three, because of communication improvement. All our classes are conducted in English. When there is a need, we use dual language. All our exam papers are in dual language, and students can answer in either or, but they have to choose whichever single language. They cannot mix one paragraph Malay and the other paragraph English and then back to Malay and English. No. Under Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka, the regulation, all sorts of write-up must be in a single language. So they come to OUM because of communication improvement. Our programs, for the last 25 years, we have been teaching in English. And they also come because of educational preparation. They come to OUM because we are, we have paced it out so well that they can take their time to do their diploma or their degree or their master's. They come here because they want to prepare themselves for the next step. Maybe they would want to do their PhD overseas or in a government university. So they come to OUM to test drive first. They want to prepare themselves educationally. They want to do it slow and steady. Once they graduate, they have actually prepared themselves for the next leap, either to go to IIUM or UM or UKM, UPM, or just about any university in the world. The next would be family togetherness. We have so many families studying together in OUM. So many twins studying together. Next would be social contact. Now, social contact because, you know, our students are mainly adults. They want to meet likewise adults. So they come to OUM because they want to have contacts with other students of their same level. And the next one, the last one, escapism. You know what escapism means? I was surprised. I thought this would have a low need, but it was of moderate need. People were escaping from something, you know, to come to OUM. What were they escaping from? They were escaping from boring working life and were indulging in studies in OUM because they felt their life from morning 9 to 5, from Monday to Friday, is so monotonous that they want to participate in something else. And some, the women maybe, they were escaping from their weekends cooking and cleaning and washing dishes and taking care of kids maybe. They were escaping from that routine household workload and escaping into what we call an educational journey. This was done through research. Yeah. Next slide, please. Remember, I kept saying we had a student who was 90. He graduated 2 years ago at the age of 90. He did his Bachelor of Accounting. He's an ex-headmaster, graduated with a Bachelor in Accounting at the age of 83, continued his MBA, and graduated at the age of 90. I was his examiner for his project paper. And then we have, for example, Jaini at the age of 64. This is nothing. Year in, year out, we have students who are 87, 86, 84, 82, all the time. It doesn't surprise us anymore that we have students coming to OUM for multiple reasons. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, retired nurse. She's retired. She's retired. Why would you want to come and study? You're retired. But yes, we have so many retirees in OUM. So why are they here? Multiple reasons, as how I mentioned earlier. Yeah, sometimes they are not alone. You know, they are here with their children, with their daughters and their sons, and they graduate together. Next, please. Okay, these are the categories of learners. You see, I'm in charge of learner experience. I have to dissect my students and find out who they are and how can I give differential treatment to all of them. I cannot put all of them in a basket and give them the same sort of treatment. No, new students require totally different treatment. Active learners, different treatment. Inactive learners, you know, they didn't register. They were here with us last semester, but this semester they are missing. I have to give them a different treatment. I have to get my staffs to call them and ask them, what's the problem? Why didn't you register this semester? Can I help you with your problem? And then you'll find out it's not even a problem. It's such a tiny, whiny bit of an issue, you know, that can be solved just through a phone call. And the very next hour, they re-register back again. So different students require different treatment. At-risk students, these are the students who are below 2.0. They will not be able to graduate. And students below 3.0 for postgraduate, they will not be able to graduate. What do I do with them? I have to give them special workshops. Make them come, teach them how to do assignments, teach them how to sit for examination, how to prepare, time management. Obviously, they are not managing their time well. I have to make sure I give them a workshop on time management. I must make sure that I handhold at-risk students so that they are able to graduate. They spend money to come to OUM. How can I take their money and not give them anything back in return? So As I said, each one of them would require different sorts of treatment. I have my Center for Learner Affairs that actually will look into each and every category of this student. And they report to me. They'll tell me, Prof, this is what we have done. This is what we are doing. This is what we are planning to do. These are the high impact programs. These are the low impact programs. And then we have students who defer and defer and defer. They keep deferring. Something is wrong. We call them, what's the problem of you deferring? They tell us their problem is not a problem at all. Small issue can be solved, and they are back with us again. Dormant students, for 3 consecutive semesters, they have not registered. So we put them in the dormant group. They are dormant, they are there. They don't want to fill up the quick form, but they are there. They're not paying, but they are there. What do I do with them? Different treatment. And then I have my quit students. They fill up the form and they quit. We don't let them go, We call. The learning center directors are supposed to call and find out why they quit. We just want to know what's wrong. What is it that we did wrong that they are not able to, we prepare everything for them, but why have they quit? We want to know so that we can make our processes better for them. And sometimes those who have quit, the minute they found out the reason they quit could have been solved just, in 5 minutes, they come back again. We cancel their quit letter. Okay? And then the ones who have graduated, we don't let them go. We make them our alumni members. We hold dinners every year for the alumni. We charge very minimal. We don't make money out of this. We make sure that we are always in touch with them. And whenever we have any gatherings in any part of the country, we always invite our graduates to join us. And then the last one, those who have died, we have treatments for them as well. But they have died. Who are we treating? The family that they have left behind. Students in OUM, they all have insurance. So when our students pass away, what do we do with the insurance money? Of course, we have to pass it to the family. But the kind of students we have are different, They're adults. So the way we take care of the family is how the student has instructed us. Day 1, when they register with OUM, they actually fill up a form. If anything happens to me, just like EPF, Employee Provident Fund, we have filled up our beneficiaries, right? Benefactors. The same thing, we have a form where we ask our student to name who you want the money to go to. Some want it to go to their wife, but some have many wives. Which wife gets it? Some, they want to give it to their parents because they are old and they need it more than the others. So we have all that done. And we give posthumous degrees and so on, just like you. But we make a big fuss about it, We actually call them for tea with us. We make the faculty members sit with the family. And we always tell them, we are here. Sometimes we give scholarship to the children to come on board and study with us and so on. We make sure we take care of our learners. As you know, we are a private university here. We look for students. Students are not sent to us by default. We have to look for learners. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the third one where we are supposed to explore institutional frameworks that facilitate flexibility while maintaining academic integrity and learner support. Now, I'm not going to read this. Can you please help me to read? And I will just do the conclusion at the end of it. I won't take any questions because I'm worried about the time. It talks about infrastructure and resources. It talks about training for instructors. Now, you might see the word instructors training. We have 12,500 instructors, part-time instructors with OUM in our database. 12,500 part-time instructors in our database. Every semester, we use about 700 to 900. So what do the balance do? They may not have classes every semester, but when the student number increases for a certain course, then we will get them on board to teach our classes. So although we have 12,500, every semester we have about 700 to 900 taking classes with us. Before COVID, it used to be between 3,000 to 4,000 part-time instructors. 3,000 to 4,000 part-time instructors used to work for us before COVID. After COVID, between 700 to 900 only, yeah? We really cut down our cost because we have gone fully online for 90%, 95% of our programs. Student support services, I'll share with you in a while more. So quality assurance, I'll be sharing it now with you. So in conclusion, flexible learning offers a dynamic and adaptable approach to education that can empower students, enhance their learning outcome, and increase access to educational opportunities, not just with OUM, just about everywhere. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay, now OUM, we are expert in ODL. I cannot deny this fact that we are the expert in this country in ODL. Our university is basically a digital university. We make use of technology to communicate with all segments of society. Wherever you may be, in the outskirts, overseas, interior, in the prison, in camps, wherever, we are able to reach out for you through technology. And we have very flexible learning methods. You choose the one that is most appropriate for you. And we have all sorts of assessment. You can train yourself to adapt yourself to the sorts of assessments that we have prepared for you. It's just not one assessment. There are multi-modes of assessment. Number two, OUM is a one-stop educational system and IT solution. All solutions that we have in OUM is home-built. We started with Web City and we started with Blackboard in the year 2000. But within 2 years, we built our own LMS and we have been using that LMS for the last, I would say, 23 to 24 years. And whatever we want, we built it ourselves. We do not hire or we do not buy from external. We build it ourselves because we cannot benchmark with anyone in OUM because we are the leading provider of ODL. So we cannot benchmark. And when we want to benchmark with those overseas, in most cases, they are government run. We are private. They are government run. So it's difficult because it's not the same. It's apple and orange. And number three, we produce our own learning material and our own content. We develop our own content. We don't buy, we don't purchase it from anywhere. Every day I get emails and calls from all sorts of providers from all parts of the world. But so far, so good. We have not even used a single provider from outside. Everything is home built. Next slide, please. This is our vision to be the leading provider of flexible learning. So it really falls in place when Dr. Malik gave me this title because I thought, okay, flexible learning, that's what we are, yeah? And this is our vision. I believe that we have achieved our vision. We have achieved our mission, and our shared values is something that we tell our staffs all the time. We tell our learners all the time. Next, please. Okay, this is a little bit about OUM. You must understand that we are not built just like that. We have this organization called Meteor Group of Companies. And under Meteor Group of Companies, we have Unitem that owns OUM, and we have the other subsidiaries that own other companies. Next, please. Okay, if you look at the extreme right, you will find IIUM. So in the year 1999, there were 11 public universities in Malaysia. So the 11 public universities got together and started a company called Meteor. So Meteor is a consortium of the first 11 public universities in the year 1999 and the year 2000. In the year 1999, Tun Mahathir, who was the PM of Malaysia then, came up with a cabinet paper to start Open University Malaysia. So in his cabinet paper, he actually had presented Vision 2020, Wawasan 2020. He had presented earlier in Parliament. After he had presented Wawasan 2020, Vision 2020, he presented a cabinet paper on the setting up of Open University Malaysia. So how to set it up? 11 public universities get together, start a private company. That private company will own OUM. Okay, so this is the historical artifact about OUM. Yeah, next, please. These are some of the milestones of OUM in 1999, as I told you, and then in the year 2000, the university was set up. In the year 2001, on August 4th, 2001, 8 a.m., we started our first class for 753 students from 4 programs. We have 60 programs which are active now, yeah? Okay, next, please. These are our chancellors and our pro-chancellors. The first chancellor has passed away, and then Tun Jin. We don't have a chancellor at the moment, but we have a pro-chancellor. Next, please. These are our board of governors. Next, please. These are the executive management committee, the 5 top management who manages the university. Next, please. We have Senate members. Next. Our organizational chart, every particular, unit is there. Next, please. Okay, total programs, we actually offer between 55 to 60 programs. At this point in time, we are offering 55 programs. The other 5, we have not offering it due to the reasons we want to develop the program even more by bringing in AI into the picture. So we need time. See, when you develop everything on your own, time is a factor. We can always purchase it from outside, but then it's not us. That's not us, yeah? So 55 programs, we have 8 doctoral, 19 masters, 22 bachelor program, and 6 diploma courses, yeah? Next, please. All this is about OUM. Now, if you look at alumni, we have 115,000. International learners, 13,000. We have 61 programs, not 60, 61, but we are offering 55. Learning centers, we have 35. And marketing office, we have 3, yeah? Next, please. Okay, this is the staff number. I'm sure it's nothing close to what you are having, yeah? So our full-time staff, only 569. Top management, 5 of us. Academics, 100. And admin staff, about 460 of them. And part-time staff, every semester, about 700 to 900. Very small setup. Okay, next, please. In fact, if you look at our building, you'll be surprised that it is just one building like that, and that's OUM, you know. We don't have any field, we don't have astaka, we don't have anything. It's just one small little building. But if you go to OU China, it's similar. They have one tall, thin building, and that's OU China. No field, no nothing, yeah, no, nothing at all. Just building, highly operational, yeah. Our programs, next. Our programs from the 4 faculties, yeah. Next. Our affiliations and recognitions. We need all this because we work with the industry. So we work a lot with MBOT. We work a lot with the occupational safety and health professional bodies. We work with CMI UK. We supply nurses to the UK. We also supply nurses to the Middle East. So we have to be very close with the nursing board and so on, yeah? Next, please. These are our affiliation and recognition from international partners, yeah? From Africa, from Sri Lanka, from India, from Vietnam, Zambia, from even from the USA. We are working with the university in the US. It's about 120-year-old university. We are coming out with some programs with them. Okay, we also have international affiliation because in Malaysia, we feel that we are so alone here. So we work with OU5, Open University 5 from the region. We work with ICDE, we work with AAOU, which is an Asian Association of Open University. We benchmark with them. We work with Commonwealth of Learning and so on. Yeah. Next, please. Okay. More affiliation. Next. Right. So when you study in OUM or when you study in an ODL setting, we are talking about beyond ordinary learning. Yes. Stop remembering how you did your diploma, your bachelor's, your master's, and your PhD. Stop even thinking about that. We are way, way, way beyond those ordinary learning. Yeah. You have to think about going fully online. You have to think about self-managed studies, meaning you are not there. The learner works with the content. The learner and the content. The content is teaching the learner in your absence. You are no longer there. You're not there. Only the material is there. And the material now takes the place of a teacher and teaches the student. Third, of course, we've been talking from 10 o'clock about flexibility. Studies must be tailor-made to meet the convenience of the learner. And online forums, as I said, 2 in the morning, they'll have a question. You are fast asleep. I remember my early days in OUM. At 12 midnight, my PhD student will call. And my husband, who is from a conventional university, he used to tell me, doesn't your student know that you have to sleep? No, my student doesn't know because my student has finished his work 9 to 5, has come home, fed the children and put the clothes in the laundry, has folded the clothes, has put her or his kids to sleep. And now at 12 midnight, the student is finally free to study. The student doesn't know that I need to sleep. The student doesn't know. It's not his fault. So at 12, when he contacts me, am I able to answer his questions? If I am not able to, what are the options that the student has now? I will share with you what we created in a while more, yeah? Next, please. Okay. We created our own LMS. Our LMS works 24 hours. Our LMS works 365 days. Our LMS works all the time. So the LMS actually takes over the absence of the instructor. And the student is able to use the LMS, which we call My Inspire, to download modules. Or say you don't want to download the modules because if you download the modules and print it, it becomes PDF. But our modules are interactive, yeah? Highly interactive. Our modules plays music. Our modules tells you to go for coffee. Our module gives you quizzes. Our modules give you audio, audio scripts. Our module gives you videos. Our modules gives you quizzes. Our modules gives you all sorts of assessment, everything. The teacher is missing. The LMS has now taken over the role of a teacher, the role of a lecturer. And our material, as I told you, they are highly interactive, yeah? Not only are there links, but there is so much more rich with content for the student to learn on his own. And then, of course, we have the face-to-face component for programs that require, like engineering programs, counseling programs, psychology programs, nursing programs. They require face-to-face component because of the professional body whereby the program is linked with. So part of the requirement from the professional body is the face-to-face component. So we have it over the weekend. All right. Actually, they will actually come to the classes and meet with their professors. Yeah. Next, please. I have 30 minutes more. Okay, this is the LMS. I won't go through it. What I'm trying to share, this is ours. It's for sale, if you like. We normally will take our LMS and, tweak it here and there to the requirement of the purchaser, and we will sell it. This is for sale, yeah. Whatever we have, it's up for sale. Next, please. A bit more on MyInspire. Okay, where we have our tutorials and so on. Next, please. You must understand that 700 over part-timers actually use the LMS to contact our students. So it has to be highly personalized, both to the instructor and the student, yeah? These are our international partners. Actually, we have 15, but these are our top 5. Another 10 we have, but they are not as highly activated as these 5 are, yeah? But total, we have 15 from Hungary, from India, from the Middle East, and so on, Bahrain, Yemen. Quite a number. We have quite a number. Next, please. Okay, internationalization. I'm actually in charge of internationalization from 1st July. So, we are highly active in Asia, Africa, and Europe as well, yeah, through our partnerships. Next, please. Okay, these are some of our projects internationally. We work on this with our international partners. You see, when we talk about international partners, meaning, for example, in Vietnam, OUM has 100 over students. We have close to about, I don't know, maybe 200 to 300 students in Vietnam. They are in Vietnam. They are not in OUM Kuala Lumpur. They are in Vietnam, but they are doing OUM programs in Vietnam without leaving their homes. So what we do, we work with another university in Vietnam. The students are recruited through that university in Vietnam. If the program requires face-to-face, the Vietnam University will prepare the face-to-face classes. Of course, off and on, OUM lecturers will fly. Sometimes they don't. The Vietnamese universities will do that. But the exam papers are from OUM Malaysia. The content is from OUM Malaysia. The LMS can be either from Vietnam or from Malaysia, depending. And this is how it goes. So we don't have to work on student visa. We don't have to, bother ourselves with the risk of bringing foreign students to Malaysia. They stay with their family, with their work. We don't disturb them. They attend classes just like other ODL learners attend classes in OUM. And likewise, in Vietnam, we have in Sri Lanka, we have in Somalia, we also have in Bahrain, in Yemen, and in a few other countries, yeah? Next, please. We do R&D just like you. Next. These are our research alliances. So wherever we go, whenever we go for any meetings, we project this because we say, look, these are our research alliances. Please come and join us for this research. We want to share what we know. Next, please. These are the research alliance groups and their little teams. Next. We also do that because of Myra and Setara, yeah? No choice. We are also in the rat race. So Myra and Setara plays a role. Well, how do we rate and rank ourselves? We are ODL, Do we rank ourselves with the other universities? Do we rate ourselves with the other universities? No, we are different. Our indicators are different. So again, we are orange and apple, yeah? So Myra and Setara sometimes doesn't work to our, to what we do. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. It's a governmental thing. We support, we go by it. But off and on, we always tell them that, look, we are different. You are putting indicators that we will not be able. Yeah, we have nursing students. Don't expect us to have a hospital. We cannot have a hospital. No way we can have a hospital. Our students, they are real nurses. They are working in real hospitals. Why do we need a hospital? We don't need them because our nurses are in the hospital. They are doing their practical in the hospital. The matrons, the senior registered nurses are their preceptors. We don't need a hospital. We're different. Our student nurses are real nurses. So we have to look at different indicators. We have told more hay, but we will wait and see what happens. Yeah. Okay, quality assurance. We go to town with quality assurance here. Next, please. For us, quality assurance is a very important factor. We make sure quality is there in every aspect, in every processes. I'm not saying this because I'm the vice president. I'm saying this because truly this is what we do. If you like, come pay us a visit. Just watch what our quality assurance center does. They do wonders. All right. Next, please. Okay, some of the different units. Next. Okay, the committee meets very often and we get them to help us out in all visits from the, from external. We ask the quality assurance committee to handle the visits with the corporate affairs. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, this is APEL. I'm sure you would have heard APEL. I took this from our website. Now we have APEL A for admission. APEL is accreditation of prior experiential learning. It means RPL, recognition of prior learning, where whatever learning that has taken place, you document it, try to find the evidences, and then you submit for you to gain entrance into the university. Although we started this first, but other universities have also taken up this year. So, like for example, the public universities, I think they allow about 5%, 5 to 10% of APEL A to enter their conventional programs. So we have students who come to do APEL A with us, and then they might join us for the degree or diploma or master's or PhD, or they may apply to other universities using the APEL A certificate. Okay, so APEL A is for entrance. For admission, APEL C is for credit transfer. For example, you have done a diploma in UITM or UIA. Now you're coming to OUM, you're going to do a degree in the same discipline. You can apply for a credit transfer from OUM. So we will look at what you've done during your diploma. We will map it against our course content. If there's 80% similarity, when we do the mapping, you do not have to do the course with us anymore. So your program becomes shorter. Instead of doing a 4-year degree program, now it becomes 3.5 or 3 years. And then we have the APEL Q, which is, this APEL Q is for we use APEL Q for entrance into master's, PhD, and degree. APEL Q is where the amount of wisdom or work experiences that you have to document it. And we actually will have a field visit from external and internal instructors to see whether what you documented is what you actually do. And what you actually do, whether it's documented. So that's APEL Q. I know of a few universities that have hundreds of students doing PhDs using APEL Q, yeah? But we don't have hundreds. I think we have less than 10. Just to share with you, yeah? Okay, thank you. Next. APEL, more on APEL. I took this from the website, so you can see this all in your website, yeah? Okay, next, please. Again, from the website for APEL A. Next. Okay, there are assessments in order for you to get the admission into a program. There are assessments. So these are the assessments that are in place. All these are NQA regulated, yeah? We are not doing this on our own. We were the ones who first did it. MQA asked us to do, we did it. And now MQA has taken over it. But this is what the content is all about, yeah? The agreed content. Okay, next. This is APEL C. We give credit for learning that has taken place in other universities. So students can save money. and complete their program faster because of these credit transfer. Next. Okay, next. Next. Some testimonials. Okay, next. Okay, facilities, very quick run through. This is the building that we have. This is our headquarters. One small kuti building of 12 floors. Very small, yeah? But we have 35 learning centers all over the country, and we have 3 marketing offices, yeah? Go on, next. Very small library. You cannot get lost in this library. When you speak, everybody can hear. That's how mini our library is. But this has been benchmarked by the National Library as one of the top state-of-the-art digital library in the country. Yeah. What you see is just little. What is in the background, which is on clouds, is what the whole library is all about. The whole digital library is all about. People come all the time to run researches on what digital library is all about. Even last month, I had a few visitors from, again, the National Library and also the Shah Alam Library visiting us for benchmarking and also for some research work. Next, please. Okay, these are our classrooms and our computer lab. Next. Our meeting and conference rooms. These are all in that tall building, yeah? Next. Students and tutor lounge. Yes, next. Our theaterette. All small. They're all little ones. We cannot take more than 150 at a time. Okay, next. Okay, the cafeteria is also so small. So small. Sometimes I take my food and eat in my room. Okay, next please. Okay, number 4. Consider how flexible models can be applied across faculties and departments to increase student engagement and retention. Yes. For us, student engagement is top priority. And of course, retention, our student admission is our bread and butter. So retention is something that we all work hand in hand. Next. Okay. Registration, bursary, academic matter, tutorial, examination, graduation matters. These are all provided by the 35 learning centers. Should a student in Kota Kinabalu has got a question, all he or she has to do, just go over to our learning center in Kota Kinabalu and can straighten all these out in a jiffy. They don't have to write to HQ, wait for days, write in ECRM, wait for days. No, they can just go over and just using the PC there, they can straighten everything out. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say, help is immediate. Immediate. Any learning center. You could be a Sarawakian, but now you are in Pahang for a meeting. But you have a question. You have to settle it. Just go over to our Kuantan center or to any of our centers in Pahang and you straighten your things out. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, these are in our central region. Next. More in central region. That means we don't just have OUM in Kuala Lumpur. We have all these Kuala Selangor, Banting, Shah Alam, and so on. Next. This is in our northern region. Seberang Jaya, Sungai Petani, Alus, Taipo. Next. Okay. Tanjung Malim, Manjung, Taiping, all our learning centers. Next. You see, when a student registers in OUM, they do not register at the headquarters. They register at Kota Baru, or Temerloh, or Kuantan, or Kuala Lipis, or Kuala Terengganu. So the student is actually tied up with the learning center and they can expect top-notch service from the learning center. They don't have to communicate with the headquarters at all if they don't want to. Yeah. Next. Southern. Next. Sarawak. Next. Sabah. Next. Okay. Our 35 learning centers throughout the country. We have 15 overseas. As I told you, the 15 also takes Malaysian students who are working overseas. All right. Next, please. Okay, the SDGs. Now, these are the 4 SDGs that we adhere. Of course, we adhere to the others, but these are the 3 top SDGs that we adhere to lah, yeah. And currently, we are being considered as the vice chair for UNESCO for SDG 10, which is the middle one. Reduce inequalities, no discriminatory enrollment. We take any student, every student, no quota. APEL to democratize study opportunities, yes. Even if you don't have a STPM or A level, you can still join and study in a university if you're able to show somewhat credibility in your learning abilities, yeah. And then, okay, that one is, can someone take it out? So, oops. Sorry, yeah. Sorry. Okay, diversified learner community, including senior citizen and prison inmates, yeah. Next, I have 20 minutes, some of our awards and recognition. We didn't put the platinum for 2024, we missed. I think I took this from the wrong slide. We won gold for 2023, Putra brand, but we won platinum for 2024. Now, Putra Award is something that we go for because this is people's choice. You don't pay money to become a platinum or a silver. The other awards, you have to pay, you know. If you want gold, you have to pay X amount. You want platinum, you have to pay X amount. This is the only award which is people's choice. We cannot pay anything to get whichever award, yeah. It is people's choice, so you don't even know you're winning anything until you are there. Next. And we are very proud of it. Now, this is the planning horizon. I won't go through this. Normally, this is more on the policy making. Now, a lot of things here, if you notice, is stopping at 2025. There are more in place, which I did not put as a slide, but I have a paper with me, which I don't know whether it's in Google Scholar or not, which speaks about 2025 onwards, from the digital ministry, from MCMC, from MQA and so on. I have another paper on that, but I couldn't share this here. Let's see, maybe some other time. Okay, next please. Okay, effective customer service for diverse learners. My God, you cannot get diversified learners as in OUM. As I told you, 18 to 90 years old. People with disabilities, we have a big number. In fact, lecturers also we have with disability, blind. We have blind lecturers. We have staffs who have no limbs, you know. Okay, so effective customer service, I'm learner experience. I'm supposed to take care of learner experience. Don't make promise unless you can keep them. So these are some of our mantra again. Listen to your customer. I always tell my staff, talk less, listen, and then respond. Okay? Respond how? Number 3, quickly. Immediately. Everybody carries with a little pocket book, you know, a little notebook, because complaints come and then they have to make sure that all of it is closed. Be helpful, courteous, knowledgeable, respect the customer, take the extra step. Don't pass the buck. Should any student call and speak to one staff, that staff is supposed to be closing the matter. He cannot play passing around, passing the buck. If he picks it up, he has to find out, she has to find out and close the issue. Okay? Empathize. Next, please. Let's quickly run through. Again, very challenging, yeah? When you work with diversified learners, very challenging because they know that they are paying your salary. You know, when the early days, I remember students, I didn't hear it, but I heard people telling us, the students will say, I am paying your salary, so I want this. They're very demanding. things have changed along the road. People have started appreciating OUM for what it offers. But back then, when we first started, this is what I usually hear. People telling, staffs telling, students complain. We're paying your salary, so do it for me now. Yeah. Now we don't hear that anymore, but we are doing it ASAP, yeah? By staying calm. We take it very professionally. We listen, we let the customer vent it out, okay? We never argue, we never are defensive. As I told you, our students come first. We apologize, even if nothing was on our side, because everything is about communication. Communicating with a diversified learner, sometimes you just don't talk to the learner. You have to talk to the parents. You have to talk to the spouse. You know, I'm talking about those who have, passed away. Very diversified, yeah? Focus only on solving the problem. Mutually agree on the solution. You're supposed to call back and talk to the student and mutually agree to agree on the solution. And of course, follow up after 1 or 2 days, just like your dentists, your medical doctors, they call you back after 2 days and ask, right, is your teeth okay today? Is it causing you any problem? We do the same. Next, please. I have to quickly go to the AI matter, yeah? Okay, next. Can I just skip this? Smile. These are some of our happy clients. Our latest, actually we have many more. Our latest one is UPSI, yeah? UPSI was not able to take quite a number of students because they were not teachers, but they applied for a teaching program. So the private wing of UPSI contacted us and asked if we could work together. They didn't want to lose the student because it's the Sendirian Berhad, the private wing of UPSI. They didn't want to lose the potential student. At the same time, they cannot take the student because they were not teachers. They can only take students who were teachers for that particular program, yeah? So they offered the students to us. So what we did, we worked with them. The lecturers came from UPSI. The modules were developed by OUM. And this program, I think, has been going on for the past 1.5 years and going strong, going very strong. So we can work together if you like to. Let me know, let us know, and we can see how we can work together, yeah? Next. Okay, number 5. Thank God. Come to the last one. Okay, reflect on the strategic implications of adopting flexible learning for future-ready education planning. Now, what are the strategic implications? Everybody talks about AI. Has anyone wondered about what are the implications, You would have seen in Facebook or TikTok or just about anywhere. You would have seen children who have a handphone in the hand. The minute the handphone is pulled away, the minute the tab is pulled away, the child is practically screaming and rolling on the floor. And we have also seen videos of young people who have gone a little bit haywire because they are so dependable on the tab, on handphone. They scream, they beat, they kill just because they are not able to have the handphone in their hand. So what are the strategic implications likewise when you're talking about AI? If we are to adopt something futuristic for education, of course, we have to plan. So what are some of the strategic implications when you are talking about flexible learning, but at the same time, you're talking about planning for the future, yeah? Now, I presented the next few slides as a keynote speaker at the, where did I do this? At one of the universities in China. I think a couple of months ago, yeah, about 2-3 months ago. So I'm sharing it here with you, yeah. When designed and implemented effectively, flexible learning can lead to better learning outcomes by catering to individual learning needs, individual learning styles and preferences, as I told you. Different people. I had a student, yeah, long ago. She was a housewife. After graduating with a master's degree from overseas, she got married and became a housewife. And after almost 30 years of not studying, not working anywhere, she wanted to do her PhD. She has a master's. She wanted to do a PhD and she came to OUM to do her PhD. Okay, well, very intelligent lady. Children have all grown up. So now she wants to do something for herself. So she came for her PhD in business administration. Never worked with a computer before. The first day she came to class, she brought her laptop. She brought a mouse. Every time the mouse moved, she jumped. Every time the mouse moved, she jumped. This was about a few years back, about 10 years ago. See how right now, that particular lady is a lecturer in one of the leading private universities in Kuala Lumpur. Not OUM, but another leading private university in Kuala Lumpur. So this is how you cater for individual learning styles and individual preferences. Next, please. Now, the arrival of COVID, I think all of you know, converted all our activities to online. I don't know about you guys, but definitely ours lah. We were already doing online, but not to the max. We were doing blended learning, a mix of face-to-face, a mix of self-directed learning, meaning you have the module in the hand, you have the module online, you self-learn using the module, and the third one was the online forums, the online interactions with the tutor, with the lecturer, with the program director, with the peers. All this was done before COVID. We didn't have an issue at all. When suddenly COVID came, we couldn't do the face-to-face at all. And what was great, all our systems were intact. What we did, we just converted all our activities to 100% online. And while most of the universities closed, most of the universities sent back the students, what OUM received from the COVID was a higher number of student intake, higher number of new learners, bigger bonuses for our staffs. None of our staffs were given VSS or MSS. We took more staffs. All this happened during COVID. And MQA was so happy with us because we were still teaching, day in, day out. We still had our classes. Our staff took back whatever laptops and, desktops home. They had to prepare one little corner for their work, and they worked 9 to 5. Some worked even 24 hours. We were doing some changes in their timings and so on. So we were not affected negatively by COVID-19. We were affected positively. There was positive impact during COVID for OUM. Our student number increased multifolds, yeah? Okay, next. Okay, this is what ODL is about, yeah? Open distance learning refers to education using resources, not attending classroom. So if that you can understand, it's not about attending classroom. ODL is about resources, how you use the resource, which way you make use of the resource. That is ODL, not the classroom session. The classroom sessions we have now is because of the professional bodies that request us, you must have your face-to-face classes. Now, this is defined by the Commonwealth of Learning. This is what we are using. This is what MQA is using as well. If you refer to their first edition of COPA ODL, I co-wrote COPA ODL in 2010. This you will find in the COPA. I put it there. Next, please. And in the same breath, see, that was the definition by COL, Commonwealth of Learning, the caretaker of open and distance learning for the world, yeah? But of course, Malaysia needed a definition of ODL as well. So our definition, if you look at page 80, the first edition of COPA, we have second edition of COPA ODL. If you look at the first edition, you'll find that we have actually defined what ODL is about, and you'll find my name there. So I'm one of the creators of this definition for MQA for Malaysian use. Okay, the late Dr. Ahmad from USM, Prof. Philip, myself, and Prof. Wahid from UTHM, yeah? Next, please. Now, this was what? Before COVID, huh? This is before COVID, face-to-face, online, and self-managed or self-instructed learning using only books, textbook, module, and so on. And next, this is after COVID, yeah? We have the synchronous, but through Google Meet. Yeah, we have our face-to-face meeting, Google Meet. We have flexible scheduling. We have so many, what do you call timetable, you know? The students choose. They want during the weekdays or they want during the weekends. I teach only during the weekends. I cannot teach during the weekdays because I'm somewhere. Today I'm in Ipoh. I don't know where I will be tomorrow. So I cannot do over the weekdays. I do it over the weekend. And sometimes even during the weekend, I'm somewhere else. I was in Nepal doing my class. I was in China doing my class. I was in, all sorts of places doing my classes, yeah? But it's okay. As long as there's online, we are well and fine, yeah? So current, fully online learning. Next, please. Okay, this is effective customer service for learner experience. I'm going to just run through. Next. Okay, next. This is what we promise our student to deliver. We deliver modules. Back then, it used to be the printed modules and online module. Now, we only upload online modules. The students can download to whatever size they want. Okay? We promise them tutorials. We promise them you'll have tutors and FACES. We promise them you will have an LMS. We promise digital library. We promise support services. This is what we promise our learners. Next. These are all the student support services that we have to retain our student. Next. Okay, our CLA, the center that I arranged. This is Halewa Plaja, HEP. Next. Okay, their vision and mission. As I told you, they have high impact projects, low impact, medium impacts, and so on. Yeah, go on, please. Next. Okay. So if you look at the extreme right, we do orientation programs. Students take oath, however old they are. We do workshops. We do sharing sessions. We do counseling. We do advising. We have a contact center called the ECRM. I'll show you in a while. We also do verification for learners. In fact, we are thinking of doing something, some verification whereby they don't have to come to OUM, It can just automatically check. All this is in the pipeline. Final assistance, welfare. We have wakaf. We have zakat. We have we have endowment. We have the Yayasan Chancellor, all sorts, yeah? Next, please. Okay, these are some of the support systems that we have. The live chat, 9 to 5. Anytime student can call, somebody will be there to answer. The smart system, at the moment, we are doing version 2. Version 1 just completed. We are doing version 2. Very difficult for me to explain now, but this is a system that we are doing in-house. We have the ECRM, the Electronic Customer Relationship Management. I will show you in a while more. We have the orientation, virtual and face-to-face orientation. We have apps, all sorts of apps. We have lots and lots of short videos for all the chapters that we have in our modules. Next, please. These are all our support services for student retention. Quite a lot. But I can assure you we do all this, yeah? Next, please. These are some of the activities. If you let me just share one. If you look at the electronic customer relationship management, these are the number of tickets, These are the number of tickets. In a year, we get 40,000 tickets just from the ECRM. This is where the students actually have a inquiry or the students have a compliment or the students has got a complaint or the student has got a suggestion. They go to ECRM and they type it out. There's a pull down menu, they select and then they will type it out. And they're supposed to get a response within 3 working days. Usually they'll get it within hours because I have station staffs to do the replies for the ECRM, yeah? Next. Okay, we have retention. As I told you, we call, we send reminders through email. We have Smart One. we also do auto defer and auto quit. If the students do not, come to us for consecutive 3 semesters, we auto defer them or we auto quit. And then you will see them scrambling and coming back to OUM. That was another thing we noticed. You auto defer, then it means automatically you defer, suddenly you find them coming back, in bus loads. They say, why you terminated me? I'm here, I want to come back. And then they pay very minimal amount and they join our program, yeah. Oh, students in OUM, they only have to pay less than 300 ringgit to pursue their course. They can even sit for exam without paying full fees. But when the results come out after the exam, they have to pay the full amount before they're able to get the result from online. That's the only catch lah, yeah. But they can sit for the exam without paying their fees. We allow them because we don't know from what condition they are from, yeah. So we allow them to pay minimal amount of 200 ringgit, 250 ringgit for the whole program, sit for the exam, submit their assignment, but when the following semester comes and they need their result, they are not able to print it out because they have not settled their dues, yeah.
Prof,
Surveys, we run surveys all the time. Next, please. Oh, it's already 12. Can you
sorry to
please
cut
allow
you.
me, Dr. Malik, can I be allowed another 10 minutes?
10 minutes for Q&A or what?
Let me quickly, okay.
Can we go to
Okay,
the AI part that you mentioned?
come again.
When you go Prof,
AI,
yeah,
next.
perhaps.
Okay, next. Okay, just go on until you find black, this one, black background, yeah? Go on. Go on. Until, okay. All right, we stop here. So from here, just another 10 more slides. Okay, so flexible, accessible, and on own time. So basically, this is what I've been talking about. Self-managed learning, full learner support from the university, online learning by the teacher and the student, and we have the e-tutorials that runs any time of the day. Yeah? Next. Okay, assessment. I think I will not do this. We have assessment online, fully approved by Malaysian Qualification Agency. Next, please. Okay, the challenges. Now, what are the future possibilities in education using AI? Now, all of us know AI is transforming how students learn and how educators teach. Now, in Open University Malaysia, there are some things that we are doing in terms of AI assisted ODDE. Now, all this while you see me talking about ODL, ODL, ODL. But we have started something that we call ODDE, which is Open Distance and Digital Education. Let me bring you through. Next. Okay, why AIA ODDE? AI assisted. AIA is AI assisted ODDE, personalized learning. We're already doing it. So I want to bring the digital aspect into ODE. Open distance education doesn't necessarily show digital. So I'm adding, and ODDE is a term being used all over the world now. Many institutions are using ODDE. Many industries are using ODDE. So personalized learning, scalability. All right. You don't have to torture the lecturer. The AI does the job. Enhance engagement, yes, very interactive. And again, as I said, reduce educators' workload. Every time we talk about AI, I always find my lecturers asking me, Prof, please do something to lessen our load. Okay, we will do it. Next. So this is AI assisted and the ODD framework. I'm looking at it from the 3 perspective. In terms of open education, yes, inclusive, flexible, self-paced, all I've spoken to you just now. Distance education, I've spoken just now. Remote learner, reduce isolation, I've spoken. Here comes the new one. digital education, AI-driven analytics to optimize learner outcome. Yeah. Next. So some of the institutional benefit, improve student retention. Yes. Student success. Yes. We tested this the last 2 semesters from a grant received from Australia. We just submitted the report about two or 3 days ago. Yes, there is strategic positive impact. I can't share the paper now with you. It's in the hands of the grant provider. Reduce cost, no need to say lah. Big time reduction in cost. Data-driven decision making, yes, I'm from the business field. I use data for all my decision making. But here is where I find that the data scientist is able to give me data that is speaking to me upright front. Okay, strengthen OUM's reputation as an edtech leader. Correct. We now not only want to be leaders in ODL, but we want to be leaders in edtech as well. Yeah. Okay, go on, please. Next. Now, these are some of the AI-driven projects currently we are doing. For example, AI-assisted feedback for assignment. This AI doesn't help to do the assignment. It helps in assisting to make the assignment better. Example, your preferences is insufficient. Your voice is missing. This paragraph is grammatically wrong. This information is misleading. Those sort of things is given for number 1, AI-assisted feedback for assignment. So the students use this feedback to prepare even a better one before the final submission of assignment. AI-assisted tutor. This is more of, when you're going through the module and you have a question, your lecturer is not there. So you ask the question at the module itself, and the AI-assisted tutor will quickly give you an answer, and all these answers can be moderated by the program director or the course leader or the lecturer herself or himself. Yeah. The third one is AI-assisted eCRM. Now, eCRM, as I told you, is a pull-down menu. You put the questions, you get an answer within 3 working days. Here is why I showed you just now, almost 40,000 tickets a year. 40,000 tickets must be closed within 3 working days. And now with more online, we're having more questions. People don't want to call anymore. We need AI to assist us in the closing of the tickets. All right. Next, please. So we do integration with AI lah. Okay, number 4, I've spoken to you and you know for a fact that OUM is a develops learning material. Yeah, we develop our own learning material. We have workshops for writers. We come up with modules. We have interactive modules, the works. But it is very manually intensive. So we are now using AI assistance for the development of learning material. We put the PDF and the PDF gets converted into highly interactive modules or learning material. Yeah. Number 5, AI-assisted library information seeking. Our library can be small, but the material that we have in the library is huge. So at 2 in the morning, the librarian is missing, but you want to retrieve something. Now, this AI-assisted retrieval helps to find the material for you any time of the day, any part of the world. Yeah. And number 6, of course, is the setting up of a new faculty called the Faculty of Computing and Analytics. We have actually already set it up, but it will be operational from the September semester onwards. Okay, next, please. Probably this you can go through later lah. This is how the scenario or how AIA, ODDE can help a learner from day 1 to end of the semester using AI. I think I don't have to explain this, but someone who's struggling in the studies, using AI to generate quizzes to help in the assignment completion and until the end of the semester using the AI tutors and so on. Yeah. Okay, next, please. Okay, this is how, the other part, the research, the innovation, the the query handling and all, yeah. Next. Okay, how do we measure the impact? When people say impact, they always think it's negative, No, it can be a positive impact. So how do you measure? Run a student satisfaction and an engagement, events. You talk to the students, you ask the students whether online or face-to-face. We meet the students all the time. Every time we travel, we call the students over. We just give them some tea and coffee and some snacks, and we have a lot of interaction, networking events with them. Reduction in tutor dependency, I would say so. So, of course, cost will be lessened when you reduce your tutor from 3,000 plus to 4,000. We are now only using 700 to 900. Yeah, that itself shows how much of reduction in tutor dependency. Yeah, cost efficiency, I must say, big time. Yeah, our bonus for our staffs this time around was the highest in our history, of 25 years. We have staffs even getting bonuses more than 120,000 ringgit. Okay, next, academic performance improvement. Yes, of course, you have to measure all these. Next. Okay, e-learning is green learning. This is something that we are advocating in OUM. Our classes are online. Our processes and support services are online. Our discussion spaces are online. Our assignments are paperless. Those days, they used to print and submit. Now, our assignments are uploaded and marked and graded online. Our digital learning material, as it says, they are all posted, pasted online. So, e-learning is green learning. No wastages, no emission of any wastages. Yeah. Next, please. As I said, everything in OUM is 100% original. Yeah, we have not taken anything from anyone except when it's a research grant where we pilot certain things that the grant giver wants us to test. Because of our demography. Our demography is not shared by any universities in the country. Maybe AEU, maybe Wawasan Open University. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I suppose so. But otherwise, our demography, no one else can have the kind of demography that we have. So a lot of grant givers out there, they are intrigued with the kind of students we have. They're not fresh from schools. They're from everywhere, Okay, next, please. Thank you.
Right.
And next, please. The last one. Yes. Sorry, Dr. Malik.
No problem.
I tried my best to put everything in.
Okay, so thank you very much, Prof. Datin. Perhaps we can open the floor for one or two questions because we are running out of time. Anyone from the audience would like to ask some question?
Hi, Prof.
Yes.
I'm Wan Hasliza from Kuliah of Nursing. I would like to
Yes.
ask your personal experience because you are teaching in terms of ODL. So what is the challenges that you face that you cannot forget until today in terms of the student that you state that from different background, different fast and learn everything. Can you share with it and how you cope with
Sure.
the challenges? Thank
Sure.
you.
Right now, the challenges are not so many, but let me share with you something very disturbing when I first started teaching. When I first started, I wasn't even a lecturer with OUM at the time. I was a tutor. I was a part-time tutor at that time. Now, students, very pitiful. They lost their chance studying after their school because they were in a very difficult situation where they had to go and work. So when Open University started and they came in, they felt as though, there was an opportunity to finally for them to showcase who they really are. Can you imagine after SPM, you are good in your studies, but you don't get the opportunity to continue. You go to work. You're stuck in work for 20 years, 30 years. Then suddenly one ODL opportunity comes and the student can register and they start. They're so happy. They keep telling me, thank you, thank you, thank you, as though I own the university, thank you, That was very touching. That's number one. Number two, in Sabah and Sarawak, I tell you, when they travel 7 hours to come for classes, that really makes you feel really good that finally you are doing something for the country. Every time people ask, right, why you ask what you want, why you always ask what the country did for you, what the country did for you. Why don't you ask yourself what you did for the country? That is where I really told myself, my God, I'm actually doing something for nation building for my country. People who did not have access to education in the remote places in Sabah and Sarawak, even some parts of Pahang and even Kelantan and Terengganu, they used to come and they used to idolize you, thinking that you are God sent to them. And when they graduate, you can see them coming up to pick up their scroll, smiling and laughing and, coming to you and hugging you because finally they have now a chance to get something useful for their life. Number three, I will stop with number three. Challenges, not for me, for the learner. Let me speak from the learner's point of view. Challenges for the learner. I have had students who come for classes and they use their lunch time to read the module. Because back then we used to give them printed module. They don't go for lunch, they buy back food, they keep in front, they eat lunch and they study. That 1 hour break is not for them to have a good time out there eating food with their friends. It is the 1 hour for them to study and do their assignment. That's what they used to tell me. They used to tell me, Prof, I do my assignment during my lunch hour. I read the module and I do it. And then another very sad thing they used to tell me, Prof, don't ask the staff to call me in my office, I gave office number, but don't ask the staff to call me in the office. My employer doesn't know I'm doing a degree with OUM. Hey, why? Why you don't tell your employer? Because my employer doesn't have a degree. If my employer finds out that I'm doing a degree, when he or she doesn't have a degree, he or she will make my life difficult because they will not bless my journey to get an education because they don't have one. You know what I'm trying to say? Very sad scenarios those days. But things have improved over time. We no longer have those kind of employers because now the employers are sending their people to study in OUM, Like, for example, Proton. We have so many students from Proton. Proton HR sends students to us. Ministry of Education sends students to us. And you see, for example, Ministry of Education, they have teachers without degree. But they want all their teachers to have a degree. But they cannot send the teachers away on half salary, away from the school. They need the teachers to teach Monday to Friday. What they do, they send to OUM. Because in OUM, after your school, you can still study in OUM and still get a degree after 4 years. So, ma'am, basically that's it lah. Thank you. I have more, but I will stop there.
Any more question? One last question. Okay. Okay, since we don't have any questions, perhaps we can have a quick photo session. I want all of you to turn on your webcams. All right. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Next page. 1, 2, 3. Next page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here we have together with us is our director for Center for Professional Development, IIM, Prof. Mira. Perhaps she would like to say some concluding remark from our side. Prof.
Yeah, just a short one because I think we exceed the time.
But I would like to thank Prof. Datin, Santhi. Thank you so much, Prof, for being with us. I know you are very busy, but thank you so much for your time and setting time out of your busy schedule. I would like to thank Dr. Malik and Sister Uzma from CPD and all participants. But I want to emphasize, I was about to ask regarding the professional development, but since that you have gone through quite extensively on that, I really, really hope the keywords that I really get from today is the shift of paradigm from academics, from support staff, from the institutions basically, and we put the meanings back of education, which is to give a hope back to the learners. So I really, really thank everyone, especially the speakers, and I really look forward for more ODL from IUM, inshallah, in the future. Again, thank you, Prof, and everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Prof. Mira. Thank you, Dr. Malik, for getting in touch with me. I hope I have been useful today.
We learn a lot. Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.
You
Alhamdulillah.
too, everybody.
Thank you, Prof.
Right, Alhamdulillah, that's the end of our event for today. Would like to thank our speaker, Professor Datin, Dr. Santhi Raghavan, for delivering a very interesting topics. We would like to thank all the participants for attending the talk, and make sure you don't forget to fill up the evaluation form that has been emailed and also posted in the chat box area just now. And let's end today's event with Tasbih Kifara and Suratul As. All right, thank you very much, Prof. And thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Prof. And thanks
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.